not involved within the non-involvement itself. Do not separate this from all things. Let's proceed all together and don't separate this from the defilement. Not involved within the non-involvement itself. Let's proceed like this with any emerging of emotions, whatever emotions that are emerging. There will be a purification through the extinction and emptiness. This is not run away through the extinction and emptiness or from defilements. This is a purification of the extinction and emptiness, proceeding simultaneously with the arising of the emotions or any states of mind. It will turn into helping through liberation. This is not liberation to escape from samsara. Samsara within and without, defilements within and without is all about the karmic difficulties. Therefore, let's proceed all together with the enlightenment. Samsara and the enlightenment proceeding simultaneously. This will not create suffering. Let's not deludedly separate from anything. Let's purify all the delusion to separate. Let's purify all the opinions of separation. This is the desire fabricating. It's not about letting go or not letting go. Let's purify through the extinction and the emptiness. It's not about being empty from anything or extinction from anything, extinguishing from anything. Instead, helping through extinction and emptiness. Most of the time, it's all about goodness, trying to let go, trying to put down. This is stealing goodness, all about goodness. That is oneself. Go ahead towards samsara, not involved within the non-involvement itself, simultaneously with the imaging of feelings and emotions. Let's not separating from anything, so that it will be a true essence of the great compassion. Inside and outside is all the same, proceeding all together from not grasping for the non-grasping itself, not involved within the non-involvement itself, proceeding with everything simultaneously. This will turn into helping through liberation, turning into purification of emptiness simultaneously with everything. This is the true essence of the great compassion. Then there will be nothing that is opposing from each other. Nothing that is opposing with the delusive attachments or delusion, turning into purification of the extinction and emptiness. The conflict is created by the opinions of separation, making up the letting go, making up the cutting, making up the discarding, making up the letting go, making up the putting down. This is the opinion that is separating, creating the separation within the mind. Therefore, there's always the context of conflicting at all times in itself. Conflicting with the phenomenon and samsara, conflicting within itself. That which has nothing to do with letting go or not letting go, simultaneously proceeding with everything right away. From let go of the letting go itself. This is not to let go of the defilements. or anything. From let go of the letting go itself is the letting go of the letting go itself. But proceeding with everything, it will turn into helping through unwinding and releasing with all emotions. Proceeding with feelings, thoughts, recalls, emotions, and the mind, not involved within the non-involvement itself with all the arising emotions. Instead, it will turn into purifying through the extinction and the emptiness accordingly. This is not about escaping or running away from it. What kind of karmic difficulties to be left for any graces to purify in this samsara? Because every emotion and every moment of the mind is a karmic difficulty. Therefore, there must be a purification for it. This is not to let go of the mind and leaving all the karmic difficulties in the samsara for anyone to purify for you. And this has been left within earth, air, water, and fire in great numbers. Therefore, with each emotion, feeling, thought, recall, and state of mind, proceeding together with, not involved within the non-involvement itself, automatically it will turn into the purification of extinction and emptiness. Nothing is left as karmic difficulty in the samsara. This is not to run away and escape with the emptiness. From not attached to the non-attachment itself altogether. This is not about not attached to anything. There is no separation. There is no separation between Nibbana and Samsara, between the enlightenment and Samsara, between liberation and Samsara. It is the same essence. From disengaging itself, simultaneously with everything, to disengage from anything, it is opposing, conflicting. Because this will just creating conflict within itself. That's why they create nuclear. They use weapons to fight with each other. That is the conflict. Hating any emotions, just proceed with that emotion simultaneously, not involved in the non-involvement itself. This is enabled to bless samsara, because it's the same emotions of samsara, so that you know how to bless them. If you oppose samsara, how can you bless samsara? If you reject samsara, how can you bless samsara? If you reject the defilements, how can you purify the defilement? If you reject any emotions or defilement, how can you bless them? How can you purify them? Proceed simultaneously from not involved in the non-involvement itself. This will help unwind and purify altogether, helping each other like this. This is the essence of the great compassion. This is not the context of the belief values of those arahants. so much suffering because of the attempt to let go, and it's irritating. How can it be possible? The whole samsara is there. To let go on and on like that. How is possible? What is there to try to let go of? Not letting go of the letting go itself. That which has nothing to do with letting go or not letting go, proceeding all together like this. Everything is from let go of the letting go itself. There is no need to let go of anything. Everything is let go of the letting go itself. There is no need to let go of the defilements. Which of the defilements? Listen well at this point, because the attempt to let go of the defilements is still the desire that is off-sided, that is fabricated itself. The desire intervening itself. Listen well. There is no consideration here for anything, even for the consideration itself. Let go of the letting go itself, not trying to let go of anything, because that is going to be the desire that is fabricating. And this will lead towards suffering on and on. Because this itself creates complication in itself. This trying to let go. Go ahead towards that which has nothing to do with letting go or not letting go. There will not be any desire to let go or not letting go. With everything proceed with that which has nothing to do with letting go or not letting go. This is the great compassion of the purification through the emptiness and extinction. This is not trying to extinguish anything or empty out of anything. There is no such thing as emptiness, emptying out of anything. Emptiness is not emptiness itself. How can there be emptying from anything? Emptiness doesn't signify itself. How can there be emptying from anything? Not having, even the not having itself, how can there be any attempt to not having anything? Not having, even the not having itself, how can there be the attempt to try to not having anything? That is the desire that is intervening, creating, forming up opinions. From not having, even not having itself. This is not about not having anything. From let go of the letting go itself is not about letting go of anything. Trying to let go of anything, it cannot be proceeding altogether with samsara. Those who have opinions and belief values about letting go, it's so suffering. The most suffering. Creating opinions about separating lines. This is the most suffering thing. Not involved within the non-involvement itself. This is not about not involved with it, because there is still a separating lines of opinions there, deciding, creating this opinion of separation. Not involved in the non-involvement itself, simultaneously proceeding with every feeling and emotion. When proceeding simultaneously, there will not be the grasping mind to overlay the non-involvement. There is no overlaying of grasping within the non-involvement. From disengaging itself, proceeding simultaneously with everything. This is not about trying to disengage from anything. There will be no conflict. When there is the seed of denying anything, let's proceed simultaneously with the purification of the extinction. This is not escaping through the extinction. Instead, it is purifying through the extinction simultaneously with any emergence of the mind, not involved within engaging or disengaging itself, proceeding simultaneously. This is not about trying to disengage from anything. Samsara and enlightenment has to be one essence. This is not about empty out from defilement. This is not escaping through emptiness. Instead, it's helping through emptiness. This is the great compassion. There is no such a thing as empty out of anything. There is no such thing. Emptiness is not emptiness itself. How can there be emptying of anything or from anything? That which is not, even this is not itself. How can there be any delusion to know to anything, to reject anything? No is not even know itself. How can there be any delusion to anything? The word no defilement is still having, not having itself. Not having, even the not having itself, how can there be any delusion to not having anything, not having karma, not having karmic difficulties, not having this and that? That is having the not having itself. Not having, even the not having itself. It's from not having, even the not having itself. Let's not be deluded to not having anything. Because this is like grasping for the not having. Grasping. Being deluded to grasp for the not having. The essence of the great compassion is to be given. This is not to grasp for liberation, enlightenment, extinction. Not to be selfish, to grasp for all that. Great compassion, to purify for samsara. This is not to extinction from samsara. Let's not be selfish, to be empty out from anything. Great compassion to purify samsara through the emptiness.